Under normal conditions, I do not need a microphone. I have a gift from the good Lord that I have a very vocal voice. And some of my own players are actually sitting here. They can attest to that. But on behalf of everybody associated with Susquehanna Valley Sports, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. What a beautiful setting, beautiful place to be at. We want to thank the University of Maryland for giving us this opportunity to be here tonight and tomorrow to have a lot of fun. And that's what this weekend is all about, to have some fun and compete. We're not here, this is not a camp, this is competition. We're quarterbacks and we're going to get after it. So you can get out there and get it done under a little bit of pressure. Parents, coaches, family, name it. That's what quarterback position's all about. So we're going to have a lot of fun. We do have a program scheduled, not very lengthy. One thing for sure, we did have a tour scheduled, but compliance, NCAA has prohibited. We cannot do that. That's an NCAA rules violation. So when we're finished here tonight, we're going to take pictures out there on the deck, and we're going to eat. We're going to have a good time and have a short program to follow. So you have to forgive me, I'm a little bit shy when it comes to microphones, but we're going to try and see what we can do here right now. I have a tendency to be a little long-winded, but I'm not going to try to do that here tonight. I do have an agenda that I need to follow, okay, because my staff has me on a time clock here right now, and they already warned me, let's keep it short, okay? But we want to make sure that we understand what we're here tonight for is to honor each and every one of the young men in this room. That's what it's really all about. So let's start out by giving all the young men in this room that earned the honor to be here tonight a big round of applause by everybody. This is the first, and I've talked to people, you know, I've been one of those kind of guys, and these guys here know that I've been in this sort of business for quite a while. I dabbled here and dabbled there, but people that know me, quarterbacking is my passion, and I've always gone on the internet and I look at the Elite 11, I look at all the different quarterback camps out there, and when I said to myself, I want to run my own camp. How do I go about doing it? Talked to a lot of people and said, okay, I'm going to do it. And this all came about, believe it or not, about 10 years ago, when Chad Henne was a freshman in high school. I took him on a trip down to university, or Purdue University. They ran an elite quarterback camp. I went there with him. I went in every lecture. I listened to everything they did. I watched every drill. I took every note. I took as many pieces of paper laying around as I can find. If coaches left them, I picked them up and took them. I wanted everything that I can get. On the way home on the plane, I said to myself, I know I can do this. Let's do it. And that's how the East Coast, it used to be called, Purdue used to call it the Purdue Elite Quarterback Camp. So I added the East Coast Elite Quarterback Camp. Figured, you know, it'd be a good catch, a good phrase. People would look at it and think we're all over the East Coast. And it got started. And to be truthful with you, this has always been my dream, to run the best quarterback camp that there is. And to give kids an opportunity to develop their skills, to become the best that they can be. Now, we don't go out there and you know, we're not responsible for the development of all these young men in the room. We're just a part of it. We help them. We help them get better. And that's what it's all about with SVS and the quarterback camps. We help young men get better at what they're doing. We're not here to change people altogether. We're here to give them ideas. I have a very experienced staff. As you know, many of you have been coming to so many camps. My staff is the same. And there's a reason for that, okay, because we all get along quite well, or else obviously we wouldn't be here together. But I trust each and every one of them that we're all on the same page. We all care about kids. We're all in a great profession, and we enjoy doing what we're doing. And you know, every month we come together, the last weekend of every month. Many of the guys here, their wives aren't too happy with me because they're away for the weekends. My wife's used to it. Married 28 years, and she knows that football is the passion. And because of her, she has given me the opportunity to do what I love to do. And that's where we're here tonight. Beautiful setting, beautiful football stadium, beautiful facility. This is where it's all about. This is the beginning. This is the beginning. This will become the best quarterback camp experience on the East Coast. It will become. As I tell quarterbacks, as I talk to them, you got to be confident in what you're doing, and I am. It's almost to the point where you're cocky, and there's nothing wrong with that, QBs. You got to be confident. You got to be willing to take the next step. You got to be willing to reach out and go for it. Nobody told me to do it. Hey, I did it. I didn't have any money to do it. I did it and hoped and prayed that we brought money in, we can pay the bills, or we can do this or do that. We've grown so fast in a short period of time. Last year, this year, we doubled the numbers from last year. We doubled them. We averaged in the winter camps 32 campers. This year, we averaged close to 70 during all the winter camps. And I want to believe it's because of the great staff that we have and the people that are working for us that we do care about the young men. This is like our extended family. You can come in here right now. We know everybody on a first name basis. It's nice to know that. I've gotten to know a lot of families now. Gotten to meet a lot of people that I've never met before. Even Mike Cottle sits there. My first game of the year is against Elizabethtown. Well, Mike is the head coach at Elizabethtown. And, you know, before that, we knew each other. But now we become very good friends because I've gotten to know his son, Tyler, quite well because he's come to so many camps. So many of you in here right now, it's on a first-name basis. Some of the little guys in here, Kashim, where's Kashim? Stand up over there, please, for me. Okay? Kashim started coming to me about, what, 3-4 years ago, Dad, it was? Okay? He was about 4'9". And right now, he's almost 6 foot tall, going into 8th grade. And it's such a thrill to watch one of many young men like him develop and really develop their skills. I know for the staff here, they feel the same way. When we see them at such a young age, and then we see them later, there's a feeling of accomplishment. And I think everybody here is very proud of everything that the young men in this room have accomplished. So many of you are going to go on and be very, very successful. We have a lot of young men in here right now that have already committed to Division I scholarships. There's one thing we're never going to take credit for, and I know people, hey, we're not going to take credit for someone committing to a Division I scholarship. That we only were a little part of it. It's your commitment and your dedication that got you where you are today. Just remember that. Remember that. Many of you, you don't realize how much better you have become in a short period of time. But at this position, it requires a commitment second to none. Second to none. If you want to be good at this position, it's a position that you got to find time to work your skills year in and year out. Participate in as many sports. I'm a big advocate of multiple sport participation. But you got to find that little time to work on your quarterback skills. I know in the development of Chad Henney, I can tell you this. From 8th grade till his senior year in high school, 4 mornings a week, 7 o'clock a.m. in the gym, working on his skills. That's why he's where he is today. He had that commitment. Many of the young men in this room here right now have that commitment. Just remember, work to be the best that you can be. And that's all you can ask for. I think players in this room here right now, I want you to, with me and the coaches, I want you to give your parents a big round of applause for all the support and their help. I'm very lucky. Mom and Dad are still very healthy. My dad is a healthy 90, and my mother is a healthy 89. I am very lucky. I know what it's like to have supportive parents all the way through. Even till 3-4 years ago, Mom and Dad were at every game. Now I don't allow him to drive to the games because they're 3 hours away. And I don't trust that at 90 on the highway anymore. Okay? But he would, if he could. But I know how important it is to have that support. They always gave me every opportunity to be successful, encouraged me to go on and get a great education, encouraged me to work hard and keep pushing and keep working and reach for your dreams. And that's what this is all about. That's what tomorrow is all about. We're going to compete, but we're going to have fun. I've noticed a few things out here right now. I've noticed how the players have become friends with one another. There's a lot of relationships developed through the course of the year. You know, with Facebook and everything else, I know a lot of these guys are in contact with one another, and it's a neat thing to see, people getting along. I want to introduce my staff because I say this all the time. We're only as good as the people we surround ourselves with. Okay? And my staff does an incredible job for me. I love being around them. So why don't everybody here give my staff a big round of applause. Watch how bashful they are with you. They're really not bashful. Okay? Let me introduce them. All right? These are the guys that are with me week in and week out. We have a few guys not here with us tonight, but for the most, these guys are with me week in and week out. My job is very easy. Once I get it started, they take over and it runs smoothly. From Lebanon High School, we have Jerry Janchek. A graduate of the University of Maryland, played football here at the University of Maryland, quarterback, that is. We have Jordan Steffi. Big Mark played for the University of Miami, Big M. That was Mark Evans. We have Scott Lackey. We have Tim Lucci. If you notice, Tim has a little bit of a problem there. He just had Tommy John surgery a few weeks ago. Okay, he did that so he's able to throw the ball to his linebackers and different things like that, eh? But he just had Tommy John surgery. Our video men, we have Big Rob over here. And the man, Todd Schaefer, over there on the camera. Did I forget anybody? Oh, Nick. Nick. I forgot Nick. Okay. Okay. Seriously, Nick, I leave him for last, okay, because he's going to leave, we think, the singlehood soon. Nick, for the first time in his life, is in love. Okay? He's in love. He's got a steady girlfriend. Last Wednesday night, I went to Westchester, took Nick and his girlfriend out to dinner, and I saw a side of him that I never dreamed that I would ever see. His head was straight ahead. There was no looking right, no looking left, no comments. Perfect gentleman. Incredible. Incredible. So this might be, next year at this time, he's probably going to be taken. Okay? I always kid him because he calls me the Godfather and I call him my lost son. All right? And that's Mr. Nick Fearless. Oh, well, sorry, Nick. Sorry, buddy. Okay, at this time I'm going to call Jordan Steffi up for a couple of comments. Jordan?
As Coach said, my name is Jordan Steffi. I was fortunate to play quarterback here at the University of Maryland. Some of you know that. Most of you probably don't. I wasn't very good. But it was an unbelievable experience that I had here. I was talking to, I forget who I was explaining it to. Literally, when you leave the front entrance of the campus and take a right, in 6 or 7 miles, you're in front of the White House. And so it's an unbelievable location. My 2 internships were at Under Armour, which I'll talk about in a second, and the White House. So you get some pretty neat opportunities when you're a football player. And as Coach said, we've noticed that a lot of the guys have met each other. They're keeping in contact over Facebook or over the phone, following each other's careers, which is what this whole thing's about. It's all about networking and meeting people. It's funny, actually, Coach participated in my golf tournament last weekend for my foundation, and networking is a huge component of it. We teach our kids to go out and meet people and develop relationships, friendships. That's what it's about. One of my students, we were at this festival, and he kept texting on his phone, and I said, who are you texting? He said, some girl. And I said, all right. And he had a big smile on his face, and a couple seconds later he's texting. He said, who? He said, another girl. And finally the third time his phone went off, he said, I said, what are you doing? And he said, just networking, Coach. It's all about networking, right? So what we found out is that the kids do pay attention, even though sometimes we don't think they do, and it's just an unbelievable opportunity for me to come and be a part of the SVS staff. As I said, I did intern for Under Armour, and this past year Under Armour told me that they were looking for a football camp that they could put their name on and be a part of. And there was a lot of strict requirements for that. They wanted a program that was up and coming and they felt was worthy of the name Under Armour. And they think obviously very highly of themselves. And I think it goes to speak, to attribute to what SVS has become and what it's going to become, that Under Armour is willing to sponsor this great event. On a more sad note, the gentleman who put this whole thing together for us, Bill Hampton, is an executive at Under Armour. And this past Thursday, after leaving the ESPYs, they're not sure what it was, but he passed away coming out of the Kodak Theater. And I think, as obviously as unfortunate that is, I think that's a lesson that a lot of us, can learn from is how important that these relationships that we have are, because we never know what could happen, whether it be friends, whether it be family, whether it be teammates. It's so important that we show people who we're grateful for the things that they've done for us. This whole thing is about a journey. We came down here today and Coach is watching his weight, so we stopped at Burger King, it was the same Burger King that I stopped at my 10th grade year, my first ever visit to the University of Maryland. And it just reminded me how quickly time flies. And the relationships that you're going to develop, this isn't about where you end up. This is about the journey that you're on. And it's not just about yourselves, it's about your family and friends who are coming along with you. So I'm not going to take any more of your time. We're very grateful to have you guys here. Tomorrow we're going to compete our butts off and have fun. And other than that, we're just very grateful that everyone has come tonight. Thank you.
Okay, next thing we're going to do, I would like the players to grab their goodie bag. Okay? Because I'm sure now what I want you to do, I want to make sure that everything is in there. Now the reason why I say this is because on Thursday I spent about 10 hours packing each and every one of them. And I got to tell you, I became a little dizzy after about 7 or 8 hours. So I'm not 100% sure that I hit the jackpot and everything is in there. First of all, the contents are compliments of Under Armour and Susquehanna Valley Sports. And we're sure that the players will enjoy them. First thing that's in there, check it out. You got a nice Under Armour visor. Coach Janchek, he's a big fan of visors. He loves them. He loves them. Next thing that's in there, a nice gray pair of Under Armour shorts. Okay, that you will wear tomorrow for the competition. Okay? Next thing that's in there, a white SVS t-shirt. The next thing that's in there is an Under Armour compression t-shirt with our new logo on there, East Coast Elite with the 25 in it. Next thing that's in there, should be your shirt with your name on it. And obviously the new Under Armour logo on the front for camp. And the last thing that's in there, because tonight you will have to put it on, is your Under Armour polo with Elite Quarterback on it. Because we're going to take some pictures with them on. This way we look very professional. Okay? And the obvious, the bag. Anybody not have everything in there? How about that? How about that? All right. Okay. Next, we're going to introduce the players. Okay? And what I would like you to do is I'm going to introduce them in 3 groups. Now, when this first started, and you have to understand this was our first year. There's another person in this room that I need to acknowledge, because without his help and guidance in a lot of areas, this would not have become a reality. And that's Tony Myris over here. Tony, I know you don't want to get acknowledged, but if you got all those real nice emails, all those colorful emails, and Tony's responsible for designing of all of that and making sure it all gets out. Okay, I appreciate it, Tony. But when this first got started, we felt the first year was going to be a learning experience. Okay? And let's go after and see what happens. So we said we're going to do top 25. All right. Well, as the year went on and we start getting closer to the time that we had to decide, it was not very easy to do. Very, very difficult to do. Okay? With all the great emails we got, you can imagine I got some real nasty emails. I mean, that's all part of it. And believe me, the nasty emails hurt, because we truly care about the kids. And we're not here to hurt anybody. But when you have to cut it off, you have to cut it off. Now, in the beginning, we didn't have Rising Stars. We didn't have Most Improved. And as the year went on, it's something that came about, because we felt more young men deserved some recognition. And that's where the 3 different categories came in, because I know people, well, that wasn't it. I know. But, hey, we're in a people business. We're here to make people feel good about themselves. And I think that's what we've accomplished when we added what we did. And it gave a lot of young men an opportunity to be here this weekend and compete in that stadium tomorrow. That's a big thrill, man. I'll tell you what, if I were going in the 7th and 8th grade and I was on a major college university football field, I'd be jacked. I don't know about you, I'd be jacked. So would some of the older kids here right now. Man, you wait tomorrow to see where those balls are going to be flying. There's going to be so much velocity on those footballs, it's going to be amazing, because the kids are going to be jacked. They're going to be excited. That's what it's all about. We want people to have fun. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have people who are in the top 25. Okay, we do have a few people missing tonight that will be here tomorrow, but conflicts and different things came about. They couldn't be here with this evening. I'm going to ask them to come. We'll start over there and we'll work our way right behind us, okay?